there guys, and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me here. We're going to be talking about The Electric State, the new Netflix movie from Joe and Anthony Russo, the directors from the Avengers franchise. So it looks like this movie has now indeed been reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's landing around 23%, so it's really not looking good for this movie. Joe and Anthony Russo, as much as they're beloved within the Marvel Cinematic Universe for directing those Avengers movies, outside of Marvel, they've really struggled when it comes to other properties, and it looks like this is kind of falling into that same category with a 23%, which isn't good. And it's got a lot of people worrying about Doomsday. I don't think we need to worry about the Doomsday and Secret Wars movies. Their track record within Marvel, working with Kevin Feige, is very good. So I don't feel we need to worry when they're working with Kevin Feige. It's just outside of Marvel where they've kind of struggled. But regardless, that's kind of a side note. Let's get into this and let's check out some of these reviews for The Electric State, and let's see what critics are saying about it. So there's 22 reviews so far at 23%. So let's go over to the reviews here. We're going to go to the top critics and see what people are saying about this. So let's start here with this first review from the Daily Telegraph. But it's so beautifully designed with both its flesh and blood performers and the larger world that I defy you to watch more than 5 minutes without wishing your flat screen was the size of a house. So we're starting off with a relatively positive review there, which is good. Moving on to Empire Magazine, The Electric State loses some of its quiet profundity of the original text, but as a breezy, watchable, retro-futuristic jolly, it has just enough juice. So they're saying it's just about good enough to watch, which is, you know, sort of in the middle somewhere. Moving on to IndieWire, truth be told, there isn't a single laugh or even a knowing smile to be found in this relentlessly stale ordeal. Wow, that's really pretty bad. Which does for sci-fi adventure comedies what The Grey Man did for action thrillers, absolutely nothing. So IndieWire really didn't like that. Wow, that's a really awful review right there. So moving on to Independent, The Electric State contains the most baffling call to arms in recent cinema. This is a story, in short, about how all those damn kids should put their phones down and go hug the nearest corporate mascot. I like that, that's kind of good. From The Guardian, there's no soul, no originality, just a great big multicolour wedge of digital content. The Hollywood Reporter, the film is busy to the degree that it grows more and more assaultive, but it's neither funny nor exciting. Like so many streaming originals, The Electric State seems less a real movie than an imitation of one. Moving on to Variety, directors Joe and Anthony Russo surprisingly undervalued the source material's blueprint, turning author Simon Stellenhag, I think that's how you say it, a salient, bleak thriller into a whimsical, sanitized mess of mimeographed ideas from a handful of far better cinematic inspirations. So yeah, again, Variety really didn't like this. It's just saying that they basically did a bad idea with the source material. And then finally we move on to Mashable. The Russos turned a junk pile aesthetic into a trash movie. I kind of like the way that's written. So that's the top critics there, guys. I mean, it's really not looking good for this movie whatsoever. This is just a short update. Let's go on to all critics and read some of these quickly. We'll read a few of these. I'm not going to read all of them. So Cinema Daily has so much potential, especially its commentary on how technology and the internet has taken over everyone's minds since the 90s, but it often gets so corny that I couldn't fully get behind it. So we've already checked out the top critics, so we'll go past those. From Cinemania in Spain, wasted potential. Coming soon, The Electric State proves that even if you have a strong source material and excellent visuals, you can't always rise above the stereotypes of generic Netflix blockbusters. We all know what it's like when it comes to Netflix movies. They kind of sacrifice quality for quantity. They rush out so many movies so damn quickly. And it looks like this one is kind of the same. The visuals look great in the trailer. I think the CGI actually looks really fun. But like it says here, you can't, you can't just float on a movie with good CGI. You have to have some sort of good narrative as well. So from Inverse, underneath its samey story and MCU quipathon dialogue is something that's increasingly rare to find in movies with a similar standing originality. We've done the top critics, so we'll go past those. Shout out to the movement choreographer Terry Notary and VFX supervisor Matthew Butler and his team for the seamless blend of CGI VFX and animation that clearly shows advances in the field with genuine character work that soars here. So basically the only good thing that this person is saying about the movie is basically the CGI, which I thought looked good anyway, but nothing else is good in this movie apparently. Mama's geeky. Millie Bobby Brown once again proves she shines as a lead. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but it isn't terrible either. It's cute and fun, and it made me cry. We'll read a couple more here, guys. So the most expensive movie in Netflix history, massive $320 million. How did they spend $300 million on this movie? That's ridiculous. What are they doing? A hodgepodge of stuff that's been done before and much better. So I'll kind of end it off there, guys. $320 million budget. That is... I have no words for that. Why would you spend that much money on a streaming movie? Like, that's just insane. They can't recoup any of that money. It's just... I don't understand how Netflix is still profitable while they spend that amount of money on movies. It's absolutely mind-boggling beyond belief. So, that's just kind of some of the Critic reviews there, guys. I mean, we'll have to wait and see the movie for ourselves. I've not yet seen it. I don't know if it's actually on Netflix. Streaming March the 14th. Okay, so it's not actually out as of yet. It's going to be out in about a week's time or so. I'm still going to watch it because I've seen enough of the marketing to make myself interested in this movie, but based on these reviews, I'm not going into it with high hopes, and I'm kind of tempering my expectations now. But guys, I throw it off to you. You see these reviews, Critic reviews, based on the Electric State movie here. Are you still interested in watching it? Has it dampened your expectations like it has for me somewhat? And I would just love to know your thoughts, comments, and opinions on kind of what we've discussed in this video based on the Critic feedback here. I'm still going to watch it. I think I'm still going to have a bit of fun. It looks like there's still some fun to be had with this, regardless of the reviews. But like I said, jump into the comment section and let us know what you think about these Critic reviews. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining me here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so far. It goes a long way to supporting my content, so I would really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.